Definitely. Yeah.
And then it all just kind of woke up. And one of the reasons it woke up, and one of the reasons they even had a chance to wake it up, the defense played incredibly well last night. The Rams could get nothing done in the red zone. They were 0 for 10 at one point on third downs. They eventually converted one to end up 1 for 11 on the night. But the defense really saved the day by throttling the Rams repeatedly when they got close to getting a touchdown. There you see a sack on 1st and goal from the 4. They end up with a field goal there. And all night long, Matthew Stafford. And you know what? When I saw Matthew Stafford on the sideline after the game, and I'm a firm believer that he never says much about when he's hurt, when he's hurting, what's hurting. He processes it. He deals with it. Last night felt like one of those nights that he's going to be a little bit different moving forward. I'm not going to know why. Well, it's because he's nursing 1 or 2 or 3 different injuries that no one knows about, including the team. It just felt like one of those nights that we saw it against the Seahawks. Stafford's healthy. Holy crap. Once Stafford starts getting banged up, that's when it starts to go the other way. And I just feel like last night may have laid the foundation for that. We'll see how he plays going forward. But he got banged around hard last night, repeatedly last night, by that Bengals defense, to the point where it just felt like, and it was getting really loud too. You could see the Rams weren't processing in the second half. And you know, 3rd and long, draw play. 3rd and long, draw play. They weren't even trying to get guys open down the field because they weren't going to have time.
Exactly
because
right.
Because that defensive front was swallowing up the Rams blockers, a theme that dates back to last year.
Exactly. That's standard protocol for Matthew Stafford's life right now, dating back to last year, like you said. I mean, last week was assault by the 49ers. If they can't get the ball out quick and find little ways to Nakua and Atwell and whatever else and get the ball 5, 8, 10 yards, and then every now and then, like you saw last night, they catch you in a defense where you're worried about stopping some of those shorter intermediate routes, right? And then, boom, okay, we hit Tutu Atwell down the field. But you know, that's few and far between. They can't do it consistently. Why? I mean, 1, they can't run the ball, so nobody's scared of that. 2, like you said, they can't create enough time back there to give a guy like Matthew Stafford, who has still an incredible arm, to make anything happen there. But like you know, that's the bright spot of the night for the Bengals at least. The fact that their D is, of course, got some big-time potential. We know that D-line's good. Those linebackers are good. They got they got some young guys in the secondary who I don't know have played their best the first 2 weeks, but they played damn good last night. We saw Dax Hill on that safety there. So that's the positive thing. And they're going to need that. The defense is going to have to continue to play like that. Because I don't look at it and go, ooh, they're close to turning the corner here and getting back to the big play. Bengals are explosive. Like, it was a nice start. There's something positive there. Sure. But you know, again, I think you go through a lot of houses in America right now, and you'd go, name me one other guy on the defense other than Aaron Donald for the Rams, and people would go, right. So I'm not ready to anoint the Rams like the Rams Super Bowl 79 defense here yet, or anything like that either. But this Bengals defense, it's got a chance to be really, really damn good. We know that, and they're going to have to hold down the fort just to help Joe Burrow heal and get this offense kind of get their feet underneath them here as the season goes along.
They really did overwhelm the Rams' offensive line. I think by the time Joe Noteboom ended up back at left tackle, it was Trey Hendrickson versus Noteboom, and it was ugly. And it was sudden.
It was ugly.
And it was
right.
like he had no chance to even stop Trey Hendrickson, and Matthew Stafford had no time to do anything. I want to focus on one thing, though. Well, before we do that, let's check the box so we can say we let you hear from someone other than us. Bengals coach Zach Taylor praising the Bengals defense after last night's 19-16 win over the Rams.
Well, it starts really with the defense. The defense set the tone first in the first half while the offense was trying to get their feet underneath them. And so to hold them to 6 points at halftime, I think it was, and then allow the offense to go out and start to get some momentum and play with a 2-score lead. That's the type of football game we're used to playing. Our defense kept us right in this thing. And 1-11 on third downs, the 2 interceptions, how many sacks? 5 or 6 sacks. That was outstanding. The run defense I thought was outstanding as well, which is understated because it forces them into those situations they got to throw it, and that's where you get the pressure. So I thought Lou did a great job dialing up pressures at the right time that put these guys in a good position, and that was a great job by our defense today.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the Bengals are going to need as Joe Burrow continues to heal this calf injury on the fly. The defense needs to play well, and the balanced teams are the ones that tend to find the most success over the long haul. You got to have an offense that gets it done. You got to have a defense that steps up. And to your point on the offense, they did use a lot of Jamar Chase last night. He had his biggest game of the season. But you're right. Is it some sort of revolution? The clouds part, the stone tablets are handed down from on high, that you're moving your best player, one of the best receivers in football, around?
Right.
Of course you move him around.
Right.
He's one of the best players in football. You don't just line him up out left and say run a go route every play. You use him in different ways because he gets open, he makes the catch, and then he makes things happen once he has the ball in his hands. So I agree with you. It's like they acted like the Bengals discovered plutonium last night. They just opened their eyes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, I wasn't trying to make fun of Dan Orlovsky or anything like that. I was making fun of the fact that he had to point that out himself. He was right to point it out because the Bengals don't do any of that. I'm pointing it out because, yeah, it's like, come on, what are you talking about? Tyreek Hill, we watch him every week. He's running around, moving around. They stack him. They put him in a bunch. He does a cartwheel. He goes in motion. I mean, he does everything. You watch Bengals film, mostly it's Jamar Chase just sitting there like you're talking about, outside. And then, okay, so they move him around. Then good. I mean, that's a start there. And, of course, it created some matchups and got him the ball in space a little bit and got the offense and some rhythm going there. So that's the positive thing. But they're still way too good and too talented to be like, for us to be having these conversations. That's where it's just got to go up another level, in my opinion, if they want to win the Super Bowl. I mean, that's what they're trying. I think they're holding themselves to that standard. I mean, it can't be just the Jamar Chase show, which 12 for 141 is nice, right? But again, it doesn't like blow your doors off for one of the most explosive receivers in football. But within that, every piece of energy was exhausted to get him the ball, and they can't get T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd the ball after that. So that's where, just to me, the offense has to continue to push itself there. It is hard when your quarterback's not playing and starting there. And like you said, it's going to have to be on that defense here to hold it down, which they did a great job last night.
I need to issue a mild correction of what you just said. They did get T. Higgins the ball. The problem is, he was Chubbs last night.
He was a little Chubbs last night. He definitely was. He had a rough night. Certainly, what was it, 2, 3 blatant drops, right? I mean, it was in his own head. But this is where I'll go back, and this is, to me, because as you're watching the game, I'm going, well, damn, yeah. I mean, he doesn't see the ball for periods of times. He didn't see the ball much in 2 weeks. They're all out of whack. They're out of whack. And then you want to add on top of that he probably didn't get to catch a football from Joe Burrow all week either until pregame warmups. So that's where, there's a lot of work to be done there. And like you said, the defense early on holding the Rams out of the end zone and making them kick short field goals, that was really one of the big parts of the game. And Zach Taylor alluded to it, that game didn't get Rams up 14-0, and now the offense really has pressure on them to make some plays and do some things there. So, the Bengals D saved the day.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.